Something exciting about the 2025 Senate is John Fetterman, a Democrat. This is a guy that is setting a good example for both sides on reaching across the aisle, putting our political differences aside, and giving each other a chance. In this clip, we have John Fetterman saying he met with a lot of Trump cabinets and still has more on the schedule. And the majority of the people he met with, he's voting yes on.
Is this Tulsi Gabbard one of the nominees that you could vote for?
Well, I met with her. In fact, I think I've met with virtually all of them. And the ones that I haven't, they're on my schedule, RFK and Governor Noem. So I'm happy to meet with all of them. And that's also part of this. I don't know why that was controversial. I mean, I got a lot of blowback just, even to meet with them. And to me, I see that as just doing my job. And I'm going to have a conversation with anyone that would like to have a conversation with me. And if someone believed everything that's been written or said about me was true, I mean, you can't possibly know me, or I think I could know her either, just based on someone read. But I want to sit down and have a conversation, and I'm really glad that I've done that. And some of these nominees I'm going to vote for already. In fact, whether it's our colleague Rubio, our Representative Stefanik, or even Sean Duffy, I expect to vote for him as well too, and Brooke Rollins for agriculture. Yeah. So there's a lot of them I can say right now here on Fox. I'm going to vote for them. But there's others, but that we're going to go through the process. But I'm open to hear from everyone, and I don't know why that's controversial. And I also would like to remind everyone on the Democratic side, that's the way democracy works. Trump won, and now they're going to run the table, and so they get to pick those kinds of people. And if you don't have to agree with all of it, but I want to find a way to work together on a bunch of them.
And I want to commend him on that.
It's great to hear that there still is common sense left in the Democrat Party, and he can switch parties whenever he so chooses. But with the way he's acting, it makes me think he's going to start losing Democrat donors. Something I want to touch on is how he got here. Yes, I love to crap on his parade. Obviously, his major political donations has to do with Israel, because if you're not pro-Israel, you're probably not in the Senate. J Street PAC is a super PAC that donates to pro-Israel Democrats. As you can see, they were a big supporter of Harris, but also Google and every university basically from Pennsylvania also gave Fetterman money, which I'm curious what conversations you need to have with a taxpayer school to get your taxpayer dollars funding a political candidate. But anywho, Malou, John Fetterman is also calming everyone down about the liberal hysteria on Trump wanting to take Greenland, and he's shocking us with what he's saying.
There's a lot of talk about Greenland, for example. Now, and I know there's a lot of freakouts, and of course I would never support taking it by force. But I do think it's a responsible conversation if they were open to acquiring it, and whether just buying it outright. I mean, if anyone think that's bonkers, it's like, well, remember the Louisiana Purchase? Oh, I think Alaska was a great deal too. $50 million, I think it was. It was referred to as Seward's Folly, and now that was Alaska now. So I mean, open to having all kinds of conversations as well. And now I don't think it's not helpful to freak out, but some things might work out, some may not, but that's part of an ongoing dialogue. But he hasn't even taken office in 2 weeks, and we really need to pace ourselves if we're going to freak out over every last tweet or every last conversation or press conference. But
that's good. That's a good one, John. I like it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, we are here to work together. Yeah. And some things we can agree or disagree. But I think that's how DC works.
He's absolutely right. If anyone opened a history textbook, we didn't start with 50 states. We acquired dozens over the years. In the Constitution, 13 states were ratified. Vermont joined a few years later, then Kentucky, Tennessee. By 1850, we had 31 states. By 1900, 45. And it wasn't until 1959 where Alaska and Hawaii became U.S. states that are obviously not connected to the other 48. There was hysteria upon acquiring these states. For example, some people were against Hawaii out of fears of diversifying us because there were a lot of Asian and Japanese people there. For Alaska, people thought that state would be a burden to the harsh climate, and Democrats opposed it because it would disrupt the political balance in Congress. Alaska, because it was Republican. But the point is, it's not all that crazy to want to expand our territory. Alaska was of great strategic importance in the Cold War due to the location. And due to the size and location being more northeast of the U.S., this would be a great addition. And my God, the amount of visitors they would get if we acquired it, it would be an economic powerhouse.